G'day, how you going? So I'm going to talk about generative AI for Luminar Neo. They've got three different tools. They've got Gen Erase, Gen Swap and Gen Expand. Now I think Lightroom has kind of similar things as well, but this is the Luminar Neo's version of it. Now I don't really use it that much. I kind of use it more for just mucking around, trying to be funny, stuff like, I did funny stuff with Jerry's face, or I think I put like a Loch Ness monster in. But what I thought I did today would kind of like use it to see if it actually is useful in the field, and it can take crappy photos and add a little bit extra to them. Something that you couldn't do without the assistance of like Photoshop and like just one click button and it does it for you. So I went for a city walk yesterday with Jerry, for some street photography, and they're alright, they're a bit boring. Hey Jerry, you're sleeping. They got other AI tools other than those three, which I use a lot. Well, I use a lot, but I use the erase tool a lot. I found the erase tool is very intuitive. It really knows what you want to erase, and if that doesn't work, then it's got the clone tool as well. So if it needs a little bit of help and it can't figure out what to erase, you can use the clone. The other one that I use a lot is the bokeh, the portrait bokeh one, which I really like. It's cheating, obviously, because it just masks out the person and then blurs the background. I mean, you could do it yourself in Photoshop. It's the same shit. Just cut around the person and put a Gaussian blur on the background, and you get an extra few stops of depth of field. So for us Micro Four losers, but anyway, I went for a photo walk into the city with Jerry, and let's go and check out the photos and the walk, and I'll butt in each photo and show you what the hell I did with the AI. So okay, so this one's a little bit funny. Jerry was just right above it. I thought that was a cool shot, so I quickly took it, and I thought it's a bit dingy scene, so let's add a syringe. Maybe I put syringe heroin. I don't know. I thought that might have been kind of like realistic, you know what I mean? If you're a newspaper and you wanted to add a story about heroin problem around the city. Okay, so this one, there was an Australian flag there, so I thought rather than be negative, let's try and put a Jewish and Palestinian flag in front of the Novotel. It'll probably never happen, but you could always try and say positive, always look on the bright side of life, and hopefully one day you're supposed to swap things out with this thing. It's why it's called Gen Swap, and the Aussie flag was swapped out with the Jewish flag, the Israeli flag, but the Palestinian flag didn't have anything to swap with. So I kind of just drew in the middle of the glass there. That's why it turned out pretty crap. So anyway, that's a bit of a political statement. So if we generate enough positive pictures, maybe the war will end. Okay, this one was begging for some graffiti. I typed in graffiti in the style of Banksy. I don't think it's actually really like Chat GPT, where you say, can you write me a novel in the style of, Ian Fleming? Because I said, can you do some graffiti in the style of Banksy? And it came up with this. I mean, this looks like jihad or some shit. I don't know, it looks scary, but anyway, it actually blends in quite well. They get the shadow and everything right. It looks like it was actually really meant to be there. Anyway, that's Roberto Banksy. So this guy was taking photos of the buildings, and I thought I'd get behind him, and you never know, might make a good shot. So what I did on the left hand side there, I tried to add a Christmas tree. That kind of turned out all right, and then I tried to add more lights. I said add lights to the right hand Christmas tree, but it drew Christmas trees. I don't know what the hell that was, and I thought maybe put a big inflatable Santa kind of on top of the building there, and maybe I was trying to degrade the color of Santa to make it blend more in with the rest of the light, but it kind of looks a little bit stupid. But so I thought I'd chuck in a little tippy tail for old prosperity, seeing that it's Christmas. And I was trying to think what to do here. I mean, the sky and everything's normal, real. And then I saw the train tracks there, and I thought, oh, maybe let's put a train there. And it kind of looked pretty good, actually. And it got the depth right. It got the depth of field, whatever. And it actually looks like it's on the train tracks. And I was quite happy with this one, because if you zoom in a little bit more, you can see that it's actually a train. But overall, yeah, it did a good job. Now with this one, I tried to be a little bit more subtle. I tried to get some pot plants and, cups and stuff on the tables on the right hand side there. But on the right hand side, I did a generative swap of whatever the hell those things were on the table with pot plants. Now the back pot plant worked, but then the front pot plants went all over the place, and I don't know what the hell they are, upside down bottles, or looks like some mayonnaise bottle. Populate those tables with some pot plants and a few cutlery and things like that. So that's pretty good, actually. The more subtle and the smaller changes you do, the better it is. Now this one was generative expand. So what I did, I grabbed the edges on the top there and I expanded it, and you can see it did the clouds and the sky pretty good. It expanded the sky. It's really good for that. Like if you want to expand the canvas, it's really good for that. So I expanded the canvas a little bit higher up, and it actually extended it. The keystone here is absolutely crazy, so I tried to fix it, but it's just useless. So, but yeah, for generative expand, it's pretty good, actually. Now for this one, I thought, I like the nice and gritty, and I thought, what can I do with this one? I just thought maybe put a chain on the end of that, whatever, the crane. It kind of looked all right. If you zoom in close enough, it actually looks like a necklace. So that's why I kind of made it a little bit gritty and dark, so you obscure that it really is. And actually now it does actually look like someone would use that to lift up, I don't know, bricks. Nothing AI here. I just liked this photo. My minimalistic industrial disease. Now this one I actually kind of liked. I did generative expand, and it really did a good job expanding it. There was a few artifacts and it looked like, what the hell is that? But it expanded it pretty good, actually. And so what I did to kind of try and hide that you can tell it's a little bit fake, I used that diorama blurry tool that's on AI. That's another AI tool for blur that you can use, and it just, all it does is it just blurs the top and the bottom. Okay, here, this one, I took out the vaping pen and I put in a newspaper instead. So as you can see, you can get a little bit political with this, because you can change photos for the good or the bad. In this case, I saved this girl because if her mum finds out that she's smoking, well, you know what I mean. You can put a gun in someone's hand. You could, whatever, put someone's face on someone else's. I mean, Luminar is not that clever. You still need Photoshop for all that shit. But you know what I mean. So this one, not too bad. It kind of turned out. It looks like she's reading it, even though the newspaper's a little bit wonky. Yeah, not too bad. Now with this one, I tried to put a burqa on her because this is some Arabic restaurant. And I thought, oh, let's see if we can put a burqa, and it didn't work. It was crap. It was all over there. But it actually put a different person. So I thought, let's try and be funny. Let's be topical. Well, a couple of years ago anyway, and put a surgical mask. Yeah, it kind of actually looks pretty good. It, you know, from a distance, it looks like real, and it's three-dimensional even. I mean, the chords are a little bit funny, but yeah, I thought that one was quite snappy actually, because that's a drawing anyway. It adds to the photo. It really does look like that was painted there. I tried to do the woman in red here, and I don't know what the hell happened to this lady's face, but it looks like she looks like a Conor McGregor or something there. You know, the way that it's positioned, it actually kind of does look. You really have to do a double take. But once you notice something wrong and you zoom in onto a face, and it kind of looks like a Picasso. So yeah, that's my woman in red Picasso. Now this one is an AI. I just really like this one. I got behind the water and I thought I would get people walking past, and I try and time it so they wouldn't be in front of the water, or at least their face anyway. I had to manually focus all of these photos actually because yeah, it was just impossible. This one here, I sharpened their face up a bit, and I liked how both the water both covers their body. Now with this one, I tried to get rid of the hand on the right and the shopping bag and whatever the hell that is on the left bottom. I really like this photo because they're looking at each other, and it was kind of like, I don't know, just that perfect moment. And then I tried to get rid of the two people in the background because I used all that Gen Erase, and I'm telling you now, none of it works. Gen Erase is only really good for small things, things that are like, you know, in an open field or something, you know, like, but when you get complex things like this, it just doesn't work. So I tried to get rid of that girl, the Indian girl in the background, and it changed it to a black girl in a hoodie. You know, it must kind of like look at its what else is in the, because this happened last time actually. I had a bunch of young people in the background, and I wanted to get rid of this old guy, and it changed the old guy into a young person. So it's weird. So anyway, and next time take a better photo, Rob. Okay, this one, all I did here was change the sign. First I tried Olympus, and it kind of looked like it, but it was pretty crap. I said Canon camera sign, and it got the font right for Canon. The only thing is, it doesn't spell it properly. It says K-A-M, Camoon. There you go, there's a new name for a camera. The Camoon R5. Now this, I tried a few attempts at this, and it put up some weird kind of planes and that. In the end, I finally got this one. Even this one's pretty weird, but I said, you know, can you try and put a plane right in between? I mean, that's the classic shot that everyone wants. I actually did wait here for a while. There were a few planes flying over, as you can see from the other photo, and I thought, oh man, imagine a photo flies a plane flies right between there. That'd be a great shot. So I waited about 35 seconds and then said, stuff it, AI will do it for me. Anyway, yeah, not too bad. It kind of feels like that's a plane, even though it's got some weird wings. Can you guess what I deleted here? What I erased? Got rid of the phone. They were looking at a phone, and also I did the rest of that poll. I said get rid of it, and it turned it into a kind of weird looking camera with a flag. I don't know what the hell that's all about. Yeah, this one's quite weird. I was just mucking around. I didn't know what to do with this one, so I just typed in micro four thirds is not dead, and it came up with this. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how micro four thirds is not dead came up with this. So anyway, looks kind of snappy. It looked kind of cool actually, so I thought, why not? I'll keep it. And finally, this one is just me and Jerry, just a reflection. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.